Okay, this video is for anyone who's so afraid that they're going to miss God's plan for their life. Yeah, I'm there. I'm still there. Yeah, and I was so scared of me missing God's plan for my life. I was scared that I was second guessing every step that I took. I was wondering, Lord, is this aligned with your will? That if doors opened or if I received an opportunity, the first thought that comes to my mind is this God's plan for my life? What am I doing? Is God happy with what I'm doing? And I make sure I was just so scared. I live in perpetual fear. So a lot of Christians and a lot of believers are in this situation, right? They are in this situation wondering if they're going to miss God's plan for their life. So yeah, this was what God showed me. So basically, I was reading the story of Jonah and Moses. I'm going to share Jonah with you. And God showed me, and it made me realize that He wants us to fulfill His plan more than we do. Yeah, God wants us to fulfill His plan and His desire more than we want to fulfill it, right? And He showed us like Jonah's story where Jonah wanted to commit suicide. Guys, Jonah wanted to commit suicide. Jonah wanted to die in order not to fulfill God's plan, and God sent a whale, right? And it showed me of Moses. Moses was born into Pharaoh's house. I like to see God as an extraordinary strategist. You get. So I was reading the story, and in my mind I was like, okay, right? Anybody could have drawn Moses out of the water. Yeah. Why does it have to be Pharaoh's daughter? And I got to understand that maybe God's plan for Moses, right? His plan was Moses was going to be a deliverer, but maybe the angle it came from was not what God originated. Right? I just like to read the Bible, and I like the Bible to be animated in my mind. But what if Moses was born into Pharaoh's house in order to assume a position of leadership? That could have been the plan, right? And Moses, in all, stayed away from that plan, and he went to the bush, right? He went to the bush, and God found him in the bush, right? God found him in the bush. And even when Moses ran away from Pharaoh's house and he was now in a place where he had accepted his new life, right? Way different from everything, right? God went to meet Moses in the bush. So why am I saying all this? I just want you to know that it takes a whole lot of rebellion to actually miss God's plan, right? And in all of my journey, right, I'm still in my journey, but the little I've gotten to understand is that what God requires from us is not our fear, right? God doesn't want you to be scared of it, right? God wants you to surrender your will to Him. Why? Because He knows best. Papa knows best. That's my favorite phrase. Papa knows best. God knows best. He knows where and what you should be doing. He knows how to go, right? So all He needs from you is just your surrender, right? God doesn't need your fear. God doesn't need your worry, right? So serving God should not be coming from a place of fear, right? It should be from a place of surrender, right? Just surrender everything to Him and let Him take control.